So we're diving into a stack of articles today about, well, maybe the biggest feud in our history.
Oh, yeah.
It's that age-old battle, the old masters versus the shock of the new. We're really getting into the tension between classical and contemporary art.
And it's a debate that, usually just ends in an argument. But what these sources are really asking isn't just what do you like better?
No, it's deeper.
It's about value. I mean, should a Renaissance painting and, say, a modern installation even be considered equals?
That is the core of it. And I think we should start with the case for the old guard, for the classical side. The sources lay out a really compelling argument around this idea of being validated by time.
Right. That phrase does so much work. It suggests that if something lasts, it's not an accident. It's like a filter.
Exactly. If a painting can still move someone 400 years after it was made, the argument is that there has to be something objectively, universally good there.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also the technical side. The sources really zero in on traditional craftsmanship as the benchmark. I always think of it as, sweat equity.
You can see the work.
Yes. You look at a Bernini sculpture and you can physically see the thousands of hours it took to make marble look like skin. You just can't argue with that.
And that's exactly where the friction with contemporary art comes from. Because a traditionalist looks at, I don't know, a shark in a tank.
Or an unmade bed.
Right. And they just don't see that sweat. The big critique in these texts is that it feels detached from traditional craftsmanship.
It's the classic my 5-year-old could do that argument.
To some extent, yeah. They say it's too conceptual.
So let's pause there. Conceptual. Because that word gets thrown around a lot. The sources define it as art, where the idea behind the work is actually more important than the physical thing you're looking at.
Which just flips the whole value system on its head. And that, I think, brings us to the counter argument.
The case for the new stuff.
Exactly. The defense for contemporary art isn't that it takes the same kind of skill as a Rembrandt, it's that it's doing a completely different job. Its goal isn't to be beautiful, it's to expand our ways of seeing.
So if classical art is about affirming things like beauty and order, contemporary art is about disruption.
That's the key distinction. The sources argue its value is specifically in its power to challenge familiar forms. It's supposed to be a little jarring. It's supposed to make you question things, not just admire a pretty picture.
Okay, so we have one side that values the mastery of the hand and the other that values the provocation of the mind. Feels like we're at a stalemate.
It does, but this is where the research gets really interesting because a third argument pops up that says maybe we're just asking the wrong question.
That the whole comparison
is misguided. That's the word they use. It's like trying to judge two different sports by the same rules.
How do you mean?
Well, think about it. You wouldn't judge a film score by the rules of a pop song, right? They're both music, but they use a different language for a different purpose. The sources say each art form belongs to its own era.
So this whole hierarchy we've built is just an illusion.
The texts say their values are different but not hierarchical. Classical art was responding to a world that wanted order, reality, the divine. Contemporary art is responding to our world, which is fractured, fast, and, complicated.
So it's like trying to rank a hammer against a screwdriver.
Perfect analogy. It just depends on the job you need to do.
That's the big takeaway then. Stop trying to pick a winner.
Yeah, and start looking at the unique context for each one instead of trying to put them on the same scoreboard.
That's actually a huge relief. It means you can love the genius of the past without feeling like you have to dismiss the weirdness of the present.
You get to appreciate both for what they are.
And that's where we'll leave it. But before we wrap up this deep dive, we've got one last thought from the material for you to chew on.
If you accept that the comparison is misguided, ask yourself this the next time you're in a gallery. Are you judging that modern piece by ancient rules, or are you trying to find the specific value it's offering right here, right now?